what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. Speaking of recruiting, big recruiting weekend for the Tigers. As far as wide receivers go, yeah, Jamie French and Khalil Lockett in town. When did French enter the picture here, Tay? I feel like that's a name that I haven't heard a lot up to this point.
They've been recruiting him for a while, so he's out of Jacksonville. Most people think he's going to go to Ohio State, but he's a name that popped up kind of last offseason, really before football season started, and then, recruiting kind of calmed down there in the middle of the season, but certainly got to watch. I mean, 6'1", 185 already, so he's got the ability to put on a lot more weight. It's also French with 2 Fs, which is cool. So,
I thought that was a typo.
Nope.
Oh, wow. And it's funny because I mentioned Justin Jefferson and the amount of money he just got paid, and I think that becomes a recruiting tool, right? That you can say, hey, look at, we produce. And it's why I was so tickled and pleased when I heard that LSU had called in the reinforcements Corey Raymond has when it comes to trying to recreate DBU. Patrick Peterson in town over the weekend. I saw Russell Shepard touring the building as well, but Patrick Peterson in town over the weekend, helping recruit DJ Pickett, Dorian Brew. Pickett, of course, the number 1 rated safety in the entire country. Dorian Brew, is he a 5-star?
Yeah.
He's the cat. His mom ran track at Ohio State. His dad ran track at LSU. He's out of Texas. He's a legend, he's a legacy. In both regards, and that's honestly probably who it's going to come down to between Ohio State and LSU. But hey, Pat P telling you that's going to go a long way. That's another man who wasn't from Louisiana, came over from Florida, ended up making his legend here. So shout out to Coach Brian Kelly, Corey Raymond, and the staff for reaching back in the past to help create the future. I think that's what great coaches do. So look, a successful recruiting weekend, giving who you played host to, and though, I don't know how much you listen daily or not, you've caught of this, but the Decorian Moore situation where he decommits. Remember, LSU back in the picture as they have gotten an official visit from Moore, which is deeply funny in some ways, but you're not quite out of it just yet. So a solid weekend of recruiting for the boys.
Well, you mentioned Jamie French, right? You also had Khalil Lockett, who's another 5-star receiver who was on campus, who's out of Texas. It's Texas, A&M, and then LSU. So, those are your 3 schools that are really battling for him, so they think he's going to stay closer to home. This tells me everything I need to know about how all-in Bryce Underwood is, that they are working this hard to bring in elite 5-star talent around him to add a receiver in this class. You had 2 on campus already. I think you can actually land one of those 2, and then Decorian Moore's still in the picture as well. That tells me that Bryce Underwood is in as in could be.
Well, and remember, we went over his quotes either Thursday or Friday last week. It is unequivocal. Is Bryce Underwood in his commitment to LSU, right? It is like, if I could sign today, I would sign. He is 1,000% coming to the boot. He says it's been a lifelong dream. All the visit did was solidify all of the dreams that he'd always had. So, yeah, Underwood going to be here. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
Those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.